What do I think about Andrew Tate's Islam? I think that a lot of the people who criticize Brother Andrew Tate have not done even 1% of what he's done for Islam. I think so many, maybe most people who criticize Brother Andrew Tate have not even done 1% of what he's done for Islam. Even when he was not a Muslim, he has a huge masculine following in the West, and he promoted Islam for that huge masculine following that is following millions of people. Literally, I'm sure you've not done that. The person who's criticizing him, I don't see you promoting Islam to millions of people in a beautiful, eloquent manner in which people actually feel, oh, actually, he's saying something that makes sense. So he's done this, all of this for the religion. You probably have done nothing for Islam. You're sitting on your chair, probably don't know anything about the religion, and you're criticizing the brother. And he is your brother in Islam, which means you have to love him for the sake of Allah. If you are a Muslim, you have to love your Muslim brother for the sake of Allah. So all of this recent news about him being arrested and hearing the people saying that people happy that he is arrested. Subhanallah, he's your Muslim brother and you're happy that he's arrested, and you have no burhan, you have no dalil, you have no evidence that he's done anything wrong. All you know is just they arrested him and they did not put forward evidences. They just made an allegation against. And you, because of whatever, you're a feminist or this, whatever reason you have, you're criticizing the brother in which you claiming to be a Muslim, and he's supposed to be your brother in Islam. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. Verily, the believers are brothers. The Prophet ﷺ says to you that you have to love your believer brother. ثلاث من كن فيه وجد حلاوة الإيمان. The Prophet said there are three things that if they are in you, you will find the sweetness of Iman. One of them is to love the person, and you only love him for Allah. To love your brother only for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. So he is your brother, he accepted Islam. And subhanAllah, look, Andrew Tate had everything from a worldly perspective. He had money in a way you cannot even think about. You cannot even imagine as a human being the amount of money that he had. He had women, all the women that he wanted to get, he will get. Right? It was not an issue for him. He's a very eloquent person, so he's a very intelligent and an eloquent brother. So it's not just an issue of him having the money, but he's intelligent, he's eloquent, he's a fighter, he's got the masculine physical form. He's got all of these attributes, and he's eloquent, and he has the money, and he had the women, he had the cards, he had everything he needed. But he still chose to submit to Allah Azza wa Jal. He still chose to go with the other brother Tam Khan. He chose to go with him and put his forehead and pray to Allah Azza wa Jal. While someone in his position, like for example Qarun, Inna Qaruna kana min qawmi Musa fabagha alayhim. Qarun had so much money, he had so much treasures, that the keys of those treasures, it was hard for a group of strong men to hold the keys. Not the treasures, the amount of keys, right? So what Qarun did, Qarun said, this is my doing. I did all of this. I did this. And he disbelieved in Allah Azza wa Jal. And he was given advice by the people around him. He didn't accept the advice. You look at someone like that, he had everything in the dunya, and the dunya was everything for him. Look at Brother Andrew Tate. He had everything from a worldly perspective, and he chose to submit to Allah Azza wa Jal. He didn't choose to submit to Allah Azza wa Jal in the end of his life. He's still young, he's still in his prime. He's not even 40 years old. And he chose to submit to Allah Azza wa Jal. Right? He's your brother in Islam. Okay, does Brother Andrew Tate, does he have shortcomings? Yes, Brother Andrew Tate has shortcomings. You do not have shortcomings? Come to me and tell me I don't have shortcomings. Who doesn't have shortcomings? Okay, he had shortcomings. He did things before Islam. That was before Islam. Look at the Sahaba. What did they do before Islam? Look at the magnificent and big things that they did before Islam. Andrew Tate didn't do something like this. And Allah forgive these companions. Allah forgave Umar ibn Khattab. Allah forgave the companions of their past. Right? And Allah always reminded them whenever they speak to anyone who's new, Muslim new, كَذَلِكَ كُنْتُم مِّن قَبْلُ فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ. This is how you was before. And Allah has given you the blessing of accepting Islam. So do not think that because he had a bad past that this is an excuse for you because you don't agree with what he says. I do not agree with everything he says, of course, or everything he said in the past, right? And the brother is still learning about Islam. People are criticizing him, attacking him. They're saying, look, he's saying things which are shirky things. Look, Brother Andrew Tate is saying things which are outside of Islam. He's a disbeliever now. SubhanAllah, and they're doing takfir clear cut on Twitter and some other platforms. The companions said things to the Prophet ﷺ that was considered shirk. And the Prophet ﷺ told them. When they said to the Prophet ﷺ, اجعل لنا ذات أنواط, make for us ذات أنواط. And the Prophet ﷺ told them, you're asking me the same thing the people of Moses asked Moses when they told him, make us a god like they have a god. So they made a statement that can be considered a kufri statement. And the Prophet ﷺ excused them because they're new to Islam. And then he explained to them that this is an incorrect thing. But those people go, okay, he said something which is kufr. Now he's a disbeliever, and they go do takfir on him. And You have your own personal prejudice against him. But if you want to be a true believer, you have to love your other believer in Islam. And I want you, this is the thing, that if you're sincere with yourself, wallahi, you will not deny that what he's done for Islam is more than what you done for Islam. Like it or hate him, like him, it doesn't matter. It's an objective fact that he's done for Islam more than you have done for Islam. So may Allah Azza wa Jal reward the brother for the good deeds that he's done, rectify his intentions, and may Allah Azza wa Jal guide him completely to enter Islam holistically. Like Allah says, "Idkhulu fi silmi kafa," enter Islam holistically, right? And a step by step to leave all of the evil things that are happening, or if he's doing something bad, to leave it and to move away from it, and to be a good example for the people, you know. And this is what we should do. We make dua for our Muslim brother. But we're easily, wallah, you easily criticize. You're not doing anything for Islam. You criticize. He's done much better than you, and maybe that you cannot even come close to what he's done, even if you spent your whole life trying to do da'wah, because he has already reached millions, and you cannot reach the millions that he's reached. You cannot bring all of these people across to Islam the way he did. So you criticize him even though you cannot do what he did, and you have shortcomings, and you're criticizing because he has shortcomings. Everyone has shortcomings. So that's it. That's what I'm going to say. And may Allah Azza wa Jal give him a quick release, and move all the evil away from him, from the people who are trying to plot evil away from him. And we are people of justice. If he did something bad, then yes, he deserves to be punished for that something bad he did. But if he did it and they fabricate it against him, then Allah Azza wa Jal, inshallah, may Allah Azza wa Jal support him and free him away from the evil that they're trying to do. And that's it. Sorry for the long kind of answer. But because subhanAllah, I've seen people doing takfir on him, and this, I was like, subhanAllah, man, what have you done for Islam? And you're doing takfir on the brother. Yani, subhanAllah.